So good morning. Next topic which we will start today is our blood grouping. And so Kanya from KV number 2 Jhansi. So let's start the topic blood groups. As you all know that in a human population we will find different types of blood group in different human beings. So the three blood groups which are being discussed here in the above topic is A, B, AB and O. So these are the four blood groups which are existing in the different human beings. In the human race rather we can say. Blood grouping was discovered by the scientist Carl Landsteiner. Landsteiner was the scientist who discovered the blood group. Now how are the blood groups belong different in different persons? So let's start with it. Suppose this is the RBC and in the RBC we have got an antigen which is called the A antigen. This is the A antigen. Okay. And suppose there is one more RBC and that is having B antigen. That is having B antigen. And here suppose there is one more RBC and that person is having two antigens A and B. And suppose here is one more RBC and that person is having no antigen on its RBCs. Okay. So basically how do we discover blood grouping? How did Landsteiner discover blood grouping? He picturized the RBCs of different persons. He picturized the RBCs of different person and he find that there were certain antigens present on the RBCs. So basically the blood groups are decided by the antigen which is present on the RBC. So if a person is having A antigen, he will have the blood group A. So that will be a blood group A person. Okay? The person will have the blood group A. Now if suppose on the RBC of a person B antigen are present, the blood group will be B. Okay, and if suppose a person is having A and B blood group antigens, so he will have the A, B blood groups. The next is here the person does not have any antigen. No any antigen is present. Any antigen absent. Okay. Any antigen, that is whether the A antigen or whether the B antigen, they both are absent. So here the blood group of a person will be O. Clear? So as you all know that suppose and in this, suppose if a person is having A antigen, so A antigen will produce the B antibodies for it. So the person will have B antibodies. Okay, if a person is having A antigen, he will produce antibody against the B antigen because he will not have the B antigen on its RBCs. Next, suppose if a person is having B antigen, so the person will have A antibodies in his plasma. In his plasma, you all know what is plasma? Liquid component of blood. So he will have A antibodies. Then we have got the AB antigen. So here in the plasma, if a person is having AB blood group, the person will not have any antibodies. So no antibodies. The person will have no antibodies. Clear? And in this case, the person is having no antigen, neither A nor B antigen. So here, both antibodies will be present in the plasma. Both antibodies will be present in the plasma. So let's see, this was basic the structure, how on what factors does the blood grouping of a person is decided. Clear? So if a RBC has got an A antigen, antigen are basically proteinaceous in nature. These are the proteins which are present on the RBC structure. So if the RBC is having A antigen, the person will have A blood group with B antibodies in the plasma. Next, if a person is having B blood group, he will have B antigen and in the plasma he will have A antibodies. Next, if a person is having AB antigen, he will have got AB blood group and in the plasma there will be no antibodies. And if a person is having O blood group, he will not have any antigen on his RBCs, and so he will have both the antibodies, that is A and B, both antibodies are present on it. Okay, so now let's make a chart. Make a chart so that it is understood by all of you how the universal blood group donor, universal recipient is being decided. Okay, do remember children that there is always a reaction between antigen and antibody. Okay, so antigen and antibody. So blood groups we were discussing, and the blood group were discovered by Karl Landsteiner. We have already done the structure of RBCs with the proper antigen. Now in the tabular form we will discuss what happens actually. So blood group A, B, AB and O. Suppose we have to discuss about a person having A blood group. A blood group people will have A antigen, and he will produce the antibodies for B antigen in his plasma, and who are the donors who can donate the blood group to A blood group people? They are the A and O. A blood group people can receive the blood group of A, but obvious, and he can also receive it from the O, because O does not have any kind of antigen. Next, B blood group. B blood group people will have B antigen on their RBC structure, and they will have antibodies A in their plasma. So now who are the donors who can donate the blood group to B1? They are the B blood group, and they are the obviously O, as it does not have any kind of antigen. Then the next is we can have AB blood group. If a person is having AB blood group, he can, this is a very lucky blood group, it is called universal recipient. From its own, he can receive the blood group from any kind of blood group people, like whether it is A, whether it is B, whether it is AB or O, because the antigen A will also be present in this person blood group, and antigen B will be also there on the RBC structure. But what is the important thing to note here is that it does not contain any antibodies. So this blood group person are very fortunate that they can receive the blood group of A, B, AB and O. Next thing which we have to discuss is the blood group of a person having O. As you all know, O blood group cannot have any antigen. It does not have any antigen on its RBC surface. Then we will have both A and B antibodies in its plasma. So very disfortunate or misfortunate this blood group, that it can help everyone, but it can't take the help of everyone. So it has to receive the blood group of O itself, as it does not have any antigen. So this blood group is universal donor blood group. Okay, so this is a universal donor. So we have discussed about the Karl Landsteiner ABO blood grouping system. We have discussed about ABO blood grouping system. In the meanwhile, we can also discuss here that the AB blood group are co-dominant with each other. Now what is the phenomena of co-dominance? Co-dominance state that for blood grouping we have got 3 alleles. For blood grouping we have got 3 alleles. What are these 3 alleles? One is the A and the other is B and the other is the O one. So this is a case of multiple allelism. When more than one allele controls a character, it is called multiple allelism. So here you can see that if a person was having A antigen also, and if a person was having B antigen also, so the blood group was AB blood group. So they are showing together. Neither the A is dominant, completely expressing, nor the B. They are existing together. They are equally expressing themselves. Neither the A is dominant nor the B is dominant, but they are dominant together. Co means together. So it is a case of co-dominance also, and it is a case of multiple allelism also. But if you look about the O blood group, the O blood group is expressed in the homozygous recessive condition. It is expressed in the homozygous recessive condition. Okay, so we'll not go much in detail about that. So in the blood grouping we can express three things, that is the multiple allelism. Three alleles, we say that it is a case of multiple allelism, and we can also show a phenomena of codominance also. Okay, so here we finished with the ABO blood grouping system. Now let's start with the RH grouping. RH is a very important factor. RH was a antigen or a protein similar to antigen A, antigen B. It also exists in the structure of RBC. It is also existing in the structure of RBC. Like suppose A antigen was present and the RH first factor is also present. Now let's have a look about this RH grouping. So R capital and H small. This stands for a monkey called as rhesus monkey. This stands for a monkey called as rhesus monkey because this factor was first time discovered in the rhesus monkey. So here it is a structure of an RBC, and suppose this is an A antigen, we have already discussed antigen A, okay, and along with that antigen A, suppose this is having RH, okay, so it becomes a RH antigen. So if suppose on an RBC this RH antigen is present, so that will be considered as positive. And suppose here it is again, I'm really sorry, if here it is a structure of again an RBC and it does not have, suppose it is having only A antigen, okay, it is having only A antigen but it does not have antigen RH, so that will be considered in this case the blood group will be A negative, and in this case as it is having RH factor the blood group will be A positive. Okay, in the same manner we can discuss it with the case of suppose B antigen. Here the B antigen is also present and here the RH is also present, so but obvious it will be RH positive. Okay, B RH positive, and suppose here again, so it will be B and without any RH, so it will be B negative. Okay, so the RH compatible factor is also very important. Whenever we have to donate a blood group to any person, a person with A positive blood group cannot be given a blood group of A negative. Okay, suppose if a person is B negative, he cannot receive a blood group with B positive person. Okay, because in the same manner as for the antigen, as for the A antigen, it can also produce the antigen for A. In this A antigen can be produced in the similar manner. If a person does not having RH antibody, he will produce antibodies for RH. Okay, so it's very important to, while blood transfusion to occur, it's very important to check the compatibility. A RH positive factor if present in the blood group of a person, he cannot be receiving the blood group of RH negative person, and RH negative person cannot receive the blood group of a RH positive person. It's really very important. Okay, so here is the RH compatibility factor. Now most important thing which we have to discuss is just an example of RH compatibility. Okay, so there is a disease called as erythroblastosis fetalis. Erythroblastis fetalis. A very important form of a disease it is. What happens in this? Suppose a woman is pregnant. And the blood group of a woman is positive. Okay, she is having a negative blood group in this case. She is RH negative. She does not have RH in her body, in her blood, and this is the first case of pregnancy. What happens in the first case of pregnancy? Just check it out. That she is carrying a baby. She is carrying a baby who is Rh positive. Who is Rh positive. Okay. So during the 9 months period, there is no mixing of blood. During the 9 months period, there is no mixing of blood as the woman is having Rh negative blood group and the child is having Rh positive blood group. But what happens basically is that during the time of childbirth, that is parturition, this Rh positive antibodies goes inside the blood of mother. This Rh positive antibodies mixes with the mother's blood. Now what is going to happen in future? The mother starts producing.
ओम साई नमो नमः सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः समर्थ साई